Hello again, men. It's Chase Kickback with Divorce to Dominance. Kind of sticking with the way everything's been going here. I had a long weekend here with my kids, and they do come first, so that's where this big gap kind of came in. But one thing I want to make sure that I do here again every time I try to restate this, so that way if somebody's just falling into any one of these videos, they understand where it's going, where it's heading, and where it's coming from. But I want to make sure this is useful and concise and not just all over the board. This is specifically talking to men, post-divorce and hoping to get through the recovery process faster, using these, skills and tactics of, what I learned along my my lesson that weren't available when I was going through mine. These were literally the things I was searching for day in and day out, and this is the list that I've built. And but I want to keep each one of these videos moving forward through this whole progression, so hopefully it really is a tool that somebody can use. And over time, hopefully we can make it more concise and more direct, so that way it's not, maybe it doesn't feel as jumbled. I'm hoping it doesn't right now, but this is the beginning of it. So again, kind of always watching over the last videos and seeing, how it's going, and some of the people, some of the comments or whatever that I might have gotten, and some of the feedback. I want to make sure after a few videos, I want to bring it all in together as action steps or things to do daily to an extent, and some of it to think about over weekly, monthly, even yearly. But so that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to take time to really just lay this out in action steps. And hopefully this is a shorter video. That way it's not so, just kind of, I guess not so just broad, maybe. I try to keep it concise, but hopefully this can be even better than the last. So with that, I'm just going to jump right into it. I've got a list here of things that I think are extremely important. It's the list that I pay attention to daily. And, we'll just go from there. Like I said, hopefully keep this one short. So one of the biggest things is that, in one of the earlier videos I talked about is just getting clear, getting clear on what you want out of life, and not just, hey, what do I want to do? I just want to be happy. Well, what does that mean? What does I want to be happy mean? If that's what you use. And a lot of people do. They'll say things like, I just want more time. More time for what? And what is more time? Is it an extra hour in the morning, in the afternoon? Is it, to have an extra day off in a week? Is it, build a self-sustaining income so you're on your own hours? Is that what it is? Not have a boss, be your own boss? What is time? What is more time? What is to be happy? And just kind of break it down into even a hobby side. If somebody just says, I want to be a better this, I don't even know what to say right now, I guess. Father, I want to be a better father in general. It's well, okay, so how do you want to be a better father? How do you want to be a better dad to your son or daughter? What does that mean to you? Not only what does that mean to you, but what does that mean to them? What do they crave from you? What is your ideal outcome for them? What do they see happening? Obviously age depends on that, but it's getting clear, I guess, is where I'm going with this. It's not just a word. It's a full outline of what does that mean to you as a person? What does that mean to you as a man moving forward? What constitutes, that term for you? And the one I'm going to use is, happy or better. What do you mean? Better in what? Happier in what? More time for what? Just get super, super clear. Layer down in that 7 questions deep is a lot of times what they ask. I want more time. Okay, more time for what? Well, I want more time for my family. Okay, well, why do you need more time for your family? Well, because once I get done with my work day, I'm pretty stressed out, and I can't, go to their field trips, or I can't take them to practice. Oh, okay, cool. Well, why do you want to take them to practice? Well, because I want to be there for him and do that. Well, okay, well, why is that important to you? Why do you think it's important to them? Well, they want to see their dad. They want a present man in their life, and I want that structure for them, so that way it's not missing. Now that I'm going through a divorce, I'm already, at best case scenario, I'm out of their life 50% of the time, so I don't want to be losing more of that percentage within my 50% to lower it even more. Okay, there you go. So how do we do that? Okay, so that's that kind of asking yourself that to get crystal clear, and then you can have an actual starting point. Where to go with that. So that would be step one. Get insanely clear. So from there, kind of talking about where the beliefs were, we were talking about how the beliefs are, you can literally do anything over time. You can get better at anything. It doesn't matter what it is. You can do that. And you have to keep that in the forefront of your, of your mind. So the thing is like those beliefs that we talked about in the last video, we need a way to have those, visually apparent. We need to, people talk about putting Post-its on your mirror in the morning. If you visit that mirror every morning, that's a great thing to do. Get a whiteboard marker and, write it on your mirror if that's the case. Or like I said, the Post-its, that's a big deal. Maybe print out some pictures and just put them in picture frames on your way to whatever your path is through your house in the morning. Put them in your car. There's shirts that maybe, drive something for you. Maybe a powerful figure, somebody that you follow that just engulfs everything that you desire to be or means. You know what I mean? So like you can get a shirt for that. You can get a necklace. You can just something to signal those beliefs every single day. Every single day. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. And the reason that is it's repetition. It's just repetition. Every single day you see them or you're wearing them or you're seeing them in your car or, even if it's your locker at work or whatever that may be, your desk at work, I don't know. But if you can get those present everywhere in your life, it's just repetition. It's daily repetition. That way the negative doesn't come in and start to, infiltrate your mind. Because again, that is the most powerful thing that you're going to have is your mind, and it needs to stay sharp and you need to stay in control of that. And just keeping your environment consistent, super, super consistent with the beliefs that you need to move forward in your life. So again, just keeping those everywhere. So that way on the daily, it's everywhere. You can't escape these new beliefs and the way you're going with your life, and nobody else can shut that down for you. You're taking full control at that point. Another one is, as you're going through this and when you're getting clear in that vision, you're going to start taking these steps and you're going to start posting these things up and wearing certain things that make you feel more powerful towards your goal, that keep reminding you of this. The other thing you need to do is understand that, there's going to be limiting beliefs. There's going to be things that come up in your mind that say, you can't do this. Or, man, why am I trying this? It's too hard. Gosh, I don't have enough time. All those are products of your past. It's products of your past life, products of your past mentality and mindset. It's garbage. Get rid of that. And the second that comes up, use that as a trigger to tell yourself, no, that's not who I am. I'm this. That's why you're wearing the shirt. That's why it's posted in your car. That's why it's posted on your mirror. That's why it's in your desk. That's why it's in your locker. That's why it's on your phone in the background. Every time you turn your phone on, all that's listed there. So that way when these limiting beliefs come up, it shuts it down right away. You shut it down right away. The moment that limiting belief comes in, stop it. I love to have these little sayings. I use them all over the place. And some are silly, man. Some are the most basic of basic things in the world. When I'm getting really in shape for as summer's rolling around like it is now, my diet starts getting really on point. It's something I really enjoy. I enjoy the physical side of it, but I'm going to tell you, every single day and every single moment, I'm tempted by sugars and the things that I want, that I crave. And I literally tell myself the second I feel that craving, it's only food. It's only food. And once that hits it reframes everything it is. It's only food. Who cares? And not only that, but they make more of it. That thing that I'm craving right now, that's right in front of me because everybody's eating it, whether it's donuts or pizza or candy or whatever. It's man, if you do it right, you can have these foods literally daily if you want, but just built in a structural way that we'll talk about later. But it's not like it's not going to exist later or a week from now or a month from now or a year from now. It just doesn't matter. It's only food. Who cares? Once you can get that locked in, it doesn't matter. And same with, as you start to get overwhelmed and anxious for things in a bad way. You can literally, as you feel that energy come up and you're starting to regress back and you're starting to lean back, oh my God, I want to fade away. I don't want to do this. You can just stop, lean into it, and just tell yourself, that's not who I am. I don't do anxiety. Anxiety does nothing to me. It does not influence me. I control me. That's it. Those kinds of things repeated over and over and over again with all the Post-its everywhere, with all the pictures, with the clothes you're wearing, the way you're filling your head. Like it's those words repeated will layer on themselves, and the compound effect is insane. And you can feel yourself changing. Like you can feel your chemistry, your body posture, everything will start to change as you say these. Like you get into the more of the driving force. You're looking through your brow. You're starting to lean into it as you say it. I don't do this. I'm stronger than that. And it's amazing how that works. It really is. So another thing too is as again, these are just steps. Next would be, remember we talked about the growth. The whole point of this is to grow, to get better at the things you need to get to your goal. Like that's what this is. So you need to build skills. Like to get better at this thing, I need to pick up this skill set. I need to get better at that. So as you're doing that, just keep building them up. And again, we talked about this before, but just you got to get outside your comfort zone. Because if you just stick with that, these skills can't grow. You can't ever acquire new ones. You'll just be stuck where you are. And that's where most people sit. They think they can't get any better. And again, that's that growth mindset. You got to make sure you're always pushing up against the outer limits and keep just pushing all the skills you have to the limits as you acquire new ones to get better in your overall goal. Because you're crystal clear on that, because you know the steps. You're not going for the very end first. You're acquiring the steps along the way, the proper way. And you're constantly pushing up against that next step. Almost failure and like kind of falling on your face every now and then. But that's the best. You're growing way faster than anybody else because you're willing to do it and aggressively do it. And you're just not worried because you know what your goal is step by step by step, because you've gotten crystal clear on it and you have the resources daily reminding you, and you're pushing up against those limits. And you're not letting yourself, you're not self-sabotaging. You're not talking negative about yourself. And you just keep pushing forward, keep getting better, keep growing every single day. And outside of that, it's, really the antagonist to that, I guess, would be the next best spot is, as you're growing and pushing and forcing yourself into these new spots, there's going to be moments, there's going to be consistent days of, damn it, I can't get this done. And you're going to, like I said, you're going to fall on your face every now and then. And it's going to be hard. There's going to be points that you're going to have the willpower. You're going to have the mental consistency and the grit to want to get through it. And, it's going to be hard. There's going to be things that are going to tell you, just quit. This sucks. This isn't fun. This isn't for you. Now, the thing you need to do is ask yourself some questions. Seriously. Like in that moment, you need to ask yourself some questions, because this goal can change, right? Like we understand that this one goal, like we were talking about, was like, we can do anything, and we're trying to figure out what is it that we're trying to get out of life overall. And that is an evolving process. It's never ending. It's changing for me, literally sometimes monthly. I'm realizing, oh man, I like the way I'm heading, but I need to take this little turn. So I'm always kind of feeling out what's happening here. Is this too hard? Is this making sense? Is it actually driving me to my goal? Is this arbitrary? Is it actually even help me? Did I kind of go askew? And the reason I'm saying this is because as it does become hard and you're doing this repetition every single day of making sure you're doing the hard things and growing towards it, is understand that as you do this, there is a point that it will get boring. Like a lot of people quit because they're just bored. The super sexy, fun, exciting part of it is starting to die down a little bit because they're starting to hit a bit of a roadblock, a little bit of resistance. And sometimes that gets bored or scary even. And just understand, before you quit, take time to ask yourself those questions. Am I getting bored? Am I just getting scared of the direction I'm going? Like, this is new territory. I've never been here before. Is that all that's happening here? Just make sure you don't divert from your goal too early, and make sure you're taking the time to understand, who have I been in the past? Have I quit too early before in things? Do I find myself quitting as it gets tough? As it gets hard? Am I getting bored? Like, just make sure you're aware of that. Take time to understand yourself before you quit, and understand your goal, and are you heading the right direction? So that would be the very next thing. And then from there, in all reality, is as you're clearing this goal, and your mindset's there, and you've got these notes everywhere self-signaling and reminding yourself of how great you are, and you're pushing up against your limits, and you're always bringing in new skills, even though it's tough sometimes, even though it's hard. Sometimes you're going to want to quit, but you've daily told yourself, am I doing this right? I'm doing this right. Am I heading in the right direction? I'm heading in the right direction. And the thing is, writing this stuff down is huge. I know all over the internet people talk about journaling, and they just kind of say it. But in all reality, when you use it towards, a thing, a goal, it really is powerful. And journaling doesn't mean you have to sit and physically write. Yeah, there's a lot of, if you look up things, there's a lot of science talking about how, the physical act of grabbing a pen and writing it down on paper really helps feel as if you're releasing this information on here and it's pulling the weight away from you, because your mind's built to think, not to actually store. Like it's, the best thing you can do is get it to come with these new ideas and this new creation to push yourself further and further and further. Of course there is a memory bank in there, but it's not meant to be overstuffed with just pure memories. That's the past. Like, get that stuff out on paper and then allow that space to just be filled with more ideas now. More ideas. So that, like I said, the journaling side doesn't mean you have to write. It can be typing, just getting stuff out. It can be stuff like this. Just literally what I'm doing right now is a form of journaling. I'm getting it out. We can do this with a voice note recorder. I used to do that with my phone when I was going through my divorce. I just needed to get my days out. What was happening that day, the weight of it, the heaviness, I just had to record it and get it out. And some of mine I just had to delete right after. Because when I would just walk and talk, it didn't feel like it was doing something. I was able to get it on a recording, and then I'd listen to it back, and sometimes it'd be so ridiculous. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm letting my emotions get to me. But I would just delete it. But now I write everything down. I sometimes type it. I sometimes write it on my iPad. I'll physically write it down. I'll do these videos, but it's all, it's me getting it out. It's getting the information out of my head. So it's huge too. And just really let yourself just reflect on the day before or maybe the week. And one of the best tips I ever got is when it comes to journaling in all seriousness is don't feel like it's got to be this super structured thing. Like, okay, you need to do this and this and this. No, just dump some thoughts, man. And some of the easiest things is just about the day. Here's what happened today. And just kind of write. And some days, you can write 6 sentences. And that might be it because it's just a lackluster day. Or maybe it's a great day, actually. It's a great day and there's really not much to get out. It's a super productive day. And before you know it, you might kind of get the energy going. But again, the typing can be quicker. The talk to type, the videos, it can be faster. The physical writing of the journal can be slower. So sometimes that feels heavier, maybe just bullet points. But again, one of the kind of going back into the greatest tips I got about journaling is but give yourself a window of time to do it. Like when you say you're going to journal, don't just say, I'm going to sit down and journal. And like next thing you know, you're like, holy crap, this is great. I'm like flying through this. And just time's kind of gone, which the first time doesn't seem like as big of a deal. You think, dang, that was awesome. But the problem is if for some reason, if you don't put a time box on it, like 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, an hour, I don't know what you want to do. But if it goes too long the first time because you're just releasing all this energy, it can feel heavy the next time. It can feel like, oh, I don't have that much to say this time. So now I feel like I'm kind of doing that. Or maybe the time that it took, you can think, I don't really have a half hour. I don't really have an hour today. I really don't want to do that. So just give yourself 5, 10, 15 minutes and just lock it in, bang it out, and be done. But at least you're getting it down. It's huge. And again, journal about what you're doing, like for your day towards your goal. You know what I mean? Like, did that help today? Man, that time when I was feeling bad about myself, then I told myself, no, I don't do that. It worked great. But I think it would be better if. Like, those are kind of things, and just write as you're thinking. Like, it doesn't have to be some novel. No one's going to read the thing. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Like if you're typing, you can literally just hit period, and just type some random letters as you're thinking, or even well, as that right there, as I'm just saying the and you can type that. Who cares? Just let it go. It's just, you're still moving. It's the flow. So don't put restraints on yourself other than a time. Keep the window of time solid. It really does help. So moving on past that, man, again, I left us off on one of the videos of this is just, did you really, really do need to get obsessed with like the outcome? You need to get obsessed that you are daily working towards your goal. And if you can get obsessed with that, it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible because, man, Everyone else is so distracted by all this random crap and garbage. If you can just get obsessed with your goal because you're clear, remember, that was step one, you're clear. It's amazing what you can do and how great things become in honestly, a relatively short amount of time. And that's one of the worst things about this, going through this divorce with none of this information, is it kind of just is this foggy ass area of like wandering and figuring, damn, does that work? No, I mean, I don't know. And nobody's got any real advice and no real steps. But this is it. Like the daily steps and just being obsessed with that end outcome goal because we're clear. And we have all these things built in between there to get progress literally daily. Man, it's cool. And you're obsessed with being great for yourself or for your family or for whatever that is. And it feels good, dude. It feels so good. Like it's in a time of some of the heaviest, negative energy you've had in your life, I'm assuming. I know mine, this was some of the heaviest. Actually, it is. It was the worst time in my life. The worst. And these little things are what helped me daily get through this. Some days in the early were so brutal that that's what led me to this. Because I needed these things daily. And man, it is incredible how much it helps and how just fun it is. I love it. You're obsessed with you and your future. You're not letting anybody else dictate it. You're taking control and deciding. It feels good. And it continues to feel good. It's amazing. And you get to pass that knowledge on. It's incredible. But, and at the end, just getting around like-minded people. It's big. It's hard to do. I promise you it's hard to do. I'm in the Midwest. There's not many people that think this way. I more often than not get the weirdest looks in the world. Like if somebody says, "What do you do?" and I tell them, they kind of lean back, "Oh, good luck with that." I get so many, yeah, well, how's that working out for you? And they have no clue. And I don't care I don't even go very deep into it anymore because it just got so lost. Like honestly, on deaf ears, it doesn't matter. That's why I kind of went towards this too, is because since the information went out there, I knew it was needed because I needed it. But also at the same time, the only people that are going to watch this are the ones that need it. The people that don't care and don't want to grow and don't have a clear vision for their life, this stuff isn't going to land. Perfect. Get away. It's great. I don't need to waste my breath on them. That's phenomenal. But, something like this is getting around like-minded people. This is getting around the common information. There's many other channels out there. There's many other books. There's much more information out there too. I'm hoping to grow to have, honestly, the most information on this when it's all said and done. And hopefully we can accumulate people along the way to come in and bring their viewpoints and what helped for them. And we can just build this massive thing that is, a divorced man's guide to just conquering life. And we don't have to have these, it's really a story for another day, but these low moments of feeling like, what's it matter if I'm here? I know that feeling. I lived it. And no one deserves to feel that and sit in that darkness. So get around like-minded people. Don't let other people bring you down. Get around winners. Get around growth mindset people. Again, we're here. Leave comments. It doesn't matter. I'll try to answer all of them that I can. Once that happens, once they start coming in, and this is a resource for everybody. So kind of going back with that, just run through this one more time. So like I said, this is a list. I want to try to keep this one under 30 minutes because it's easy to go past that. But like just get crystal clear on what you want. Get crystal clear on what you want out of life, what you expect for yourself, and what are your goals. And if the clearer you get, ask yourself that 7-layer questions. I want this. Okay, well, why do you want that? Okay, what does that mean to you? Okay, cool. Why would that be better? Okay, and then what would that do for you? Okay, and why is that still your outcome? Okay, and just keep asking until you get down to like the deepest layer of why you want that. And that should give you the steps on how to do that. Again, just put the beliefs everywhere. Put the beliefs all over. In picture frames, on your phone in your background, on your mirror in your bathroom, in your vehicle, at your job. Get the beliefs, get the mindset. Make sure you're signaling to yourself that that's not who you are anymore. I have a growth mindset. I'm here to win. I'm growing daily towards my goal, which is this. Today I'm doing this over and over and over and over. Everywhere you go. All the clothes you put on, the way you handle yourself. I don't even care if it's a haircut. Get that haircut more often so that way you showing yourself that's who I am. I'm not that other person. I'm this person every single day. Put on the jewelry that you need to put on. I don't know if it's a necklace. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know if it's clothes, but you need to have this stuff everywhere, signaling to you every single day, every minute, everywhere you can. Everywhere. So from there, again, eliminate those beliefs, the things that'll come in and tell you can't do it, the things that say like, I'm never good at this. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Shut that shit down. Immediately stop it. Just stop. The second it comes up, tell yourself, no, that's not who I am. I can't do this. The old me couldn't. New me can. Look at that shirt that's telling you who you are. Look at that picture on your desk. Look at the thing on the back of your phone. Look at the post-it notes in your mirror. No matter where you are, because you have these things set up so you can repeat them daily anywhere you are. Shut the negative talk down. We speak the worst about ourselves. You have to stop that. Shut it down. It will change who you are, and it will change your life. The amount of things you can get done by not beating yourself is insane. From there, we're talking about, getting outside your comfort zone. You got to push your boundaries. You got to push your boundaries to get better. If you're only hanging out and, doing what you already do and that's it, you're not getting any better. You're not building any skills. You'll never get to your in-game goal because you're not there right now, because you only have a certain amount of skills that cannot get you to there. That's just what it is. It's what it is across the board. So if you're not pushing up against your limits and growing, that's just it. You're not growing. You're not bringing in new skills. You're not learning new stuff. So you can't get any better without trying harder. And from there, make sure, again, the complete antagonist to that point is assess yourself. If it feels like it's getting hard every single day, assess yourself. Is this getting hard? Do I want to quit because I'm bored? Do I want to quit because I'm just not tough enough? Do I want to quit because I'm scared because, man, this is something new, it's going to take time, or I think I might fail? Like, is that what's happening? Or is this legit, you're just beating your head up against a wall and this is just something that is like just breaking you down? You need to assess when you're starting to want to quit and starting to want to, step out of this goal and change it. Because if you're asking yourself those questions, that should help you understand, is it time to quit? Or am I just getting bored? Or am I scared? Or is this normally what I do when I quit in the past? The things I've done in the past when I quit, is this how I felt? Is this why I'm where I am right now? Because I always quit now? I got to push further. So that's that. And again, the best thing to do there is the journaling about that. And again, journaling doesn't mean writing on paper. Yeah, that's great. But it can be typing. It can be videos. It can be, recordings on your phone. It literally can be anything. Just getting the information out of your head and onto paper so that way the weight is not up here holding you back. You want to have your mind free for growth. You don't need it stacked full of this garbage. Get it out. Get it all out. Get it on paper. Make sure it's clear. And then understand, sometimes it's just, holy crap, why was I worried about that? It's nothing. So journaling is massive. Remember, it's about just reflecting on the day, the week, the month, whatever, however often you do it. Again, it's just about reflecting. It's not about being perfect. It's just about reflecting that journal. That's all it is. So, and again, keep it in time block. 5, 10, 15 minutes. Don't let it run on too long. And then from there, because you're doing all that stuff, you're get obsessed. Get obsessed with winning. Get obsessed with you. Get obsessed with your life. The amazingness. You're growing. You're doing it daily. Just get excited and get obsessed, man. Because who better to be obsessed about than yourself? Growing, being better. Again, find a community. Just get with people that are like-minded. That's 8 things right there to do right now. Right now. Be around people with the same mindset. Get around people with the right ideas. Get around people that are displaying what you want in the future. And that doesn't mean you got to follow them blindly. It just means that you got to take in their information, understand that you're being influenced by the right people and not the wrong ones, and just have fun. Grow with intentionality and consistency because you're clear on who it is you want to be and where you're going. And you're surrounded by people that want the same thing, just to be better, just to help. Those are literally the things to do right now. So hopefully all this can actually help you out, and hopefully it's a little more put together, but I'm going to keep going with this. But that was just a good spot to say, okay, I've said some things in some videos. I need it to be pulled together and, be a good solid list of steps to take right now. Well, that's it. I'm going to try to keep this. I'm now a little over 30 minutes. But with that being said, I wish you guys the best. Seriously, every single day I wish you the best. Just don't get overwhelmed. Don't get too. Don't let other people beat you down. I guess I don't want to go on any tangent. I'm just gonna stop right there. Thank you for taking your time today. I really do hope this helps you. I know this is the stuff I needed, so I'm gonna keep putting this out no matter what. And again, if you got anything to say, you got any questions or anything, man, put them down there. Put them down in the comments. Whatever. Share this with somebody that might need to hear some of this, even if they're in the early stages. I'm trying to do this every few days. Like I said, I got my kids sometimes, so they come first. But I try to record the content and get it out. So, all right, guys, I hope you had an amazing few days. I hope you have an amazing few days to come. I hope you have an amazing week, an amazing life. Till next time, see you guys.